Hello, we're back again, and we're just gonna hop right into it. No bullshit, no games, no bullshit. So today we're discussing the rise of conservative feminism. This is and we're gonna discuss the hypocrisy of all this because so today's topic is, why is it that Ashley Sinclair and Lauren Southern and Sydney Watson, all these other online conservative women, will say that conservative men are sexist, but somehow they're not racist. Somehow they're not xenophobic. Somehow they're not anti-Semitic. Somehow, some way, amazing, right? It's just weird, right? So Ashley Sinclair said this: most conservative men are just sexist. She said something along. I'll put the tweet up. It's basically like, a lot of conservative men just hate women. Sydney Watson said this: "I'm so sick and tired of the sexism and misogyny on the right wing and the left, on conservatives and from the left. And the left is like like pushing transgenderism and that kind of thing, whatever. And from her perspective, that's like eliminating women or something like that, or I don't know, whatever. And from the conservative perspective, it's like, they're such, misogynists. It's like, hold on. What gives here? Because I thought the word sexist has lost all of its meaning. Right? I mean, it's like, no. Sorry, calling people sexist, that's not an argument, Sydney Watson. Sorry, Lauren Southern, that's not an argument. Calling people, no. Where's your statistics, facts, and data, right? And just hilarious. It's like, well, why are these conservative men sexist, but somehow they're nuanced on immigration and race? So if you say, women are ruining America, or ruin countries, or destroy nations, that's sexism. But if you say this about blacks, you're a truth teller, and you have statistics, and that makes you Steve Saylor. that's your no. This is demography is destiny. Robert Putnam. It just so like it's double standards, and they'll say too. It's like, well, your sexism is driving women away from voting for right-wing men. Oh, but their xenophobia and racism isn't. Their racism towards blacks isn't driving blacks away from voting. They'll always dismiss that. They're always like, that's ridiculous. That's right. It's sexism is driving women away from voting, but not but not blacks, not minorities. Right? What hypocrisy is this? And they're like, they're so. Lauren Southern actually did this thing where she's like, she's on this like Twitter space, and she also tweeted this out as well. It was like a nuanced bro like Twitter space over it, and she's like, let me drop this grenade for you. Would all of the people saying women shouldn't have the right to vote, would they say that blacks shouldn't have the right to vote? She tried to come for like Chase of like the Whatever podcast. I can't remember his like handle or whatever. And it's like really funny because it's like I mean complete like hypocrisy. It's like, and nuanced bros just like, you don't know Chase very well. Anna Slaps was doing this too. She's like, well, why don't you guys just like call for the repeal of the 15th? Why don't you say like blacks shouldn't have the right to vote? And it's just a bunch of like white nationalists being like, repeal black people's right to vote. Uh, and like again, like they refuse to acknowledge like this is the reason why this whole like genetics and culture and like gender differences or racial differences are gonna lead towards like oppression of like women and blacks and like I mean like insane human rights violations, like just disgusting stuff, is because it's just logical. If you say like, oh, women are just genetically this and they can't build nations and they ruin everything and they do all these and they lie and they gossip and they blah blah blah, blah and they do all these things, well, you're gonna have to like rule over them. You're gonna have to literally dominate them to prevent them from getting, because you've already said, right, when culture and biology are linked, right, well then you're gonna say, well, only certain people with a certain biology can preserve Western culture or white culture or whatever. And when you've said that, you're going to have to blacklist, rule over them, dominate them, take away their rights, because you've already said, well, if they have rights and they have sovereignty, well, then they're going to overthrow us, or they're going to get in power, and then they're going to change and ruin and destroy everything. That's a bold argument to say one group is just genetically really bad. Here's all the bad things they do, but it's okay to be a woman, right? They just ruin societies. They just lie. They just destroy everything that's good. But it's okay to be a woman because, right? Blacks just ruin everything, but magically it's okay to be, you know, and. Like, blacks are the reasons why you can't have peaceful societies. Blacks are the reasons why you can't have this, and you can't have that, and you can't have this. And why everything in Europe is destroyed. But guess what? Somehow, it's okay to be black. It's okay to be a woman. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. And it's funny, too, how, like, because, like, look, I oppose sexism. I oppose, like, anti-woman bigotry. But, like, no, screw you, Lauren Southern. Like, you constantly browbeat us and laughed at sexism. That's not whatever. And you refuse to acknowledge traditionalism is the problem. You refuse to acknowledge, like why is it every time human beings have believed in gender differences and that women should be in the home, women are always oppressed? Their rights are always taken away. Like, what gives? In Islamic societies, that's the way it goes. Women have no rights. In race-rulist land, they have no rights. I mean, like, come on. And it's funny, too, how, like, they support a two-state... They support... everybody has the right to an ethical mind, and we need separation. But then, like, multiculturalism doesn't work. Diversity ruins everything. Two groups that are... two groups that are genetically and biologically different can't share the same nation together. The same people who say, they'll say multiracial societies don't work because two groups that are biologically different and produce biologically different societies can't live in the same nation together. The same people who say that will say, here's the nuclear family, oh my god, right? Men and women living together, yeah. It's like, groups that are biologically different, they can't share the same space. We need a two-state solution for men and women. Forget one for Israel and Palestine. That's the real two-state solution we need. That's the real thing we need. It's like, if you believe multiculturalism doesn't work, you can't believe in the nuclear family. You can't because men and women are biologically different, right? It's like, I don't believe multiracial societies work because two groups that are biologically different can't share the same nation together. Okay, well, men and women, you just said men and women are biologically different. Do you support them being in the same nation together? And those same conservatives will be like, they'll self-destruct. They don't have an answer for that. Because they're frauds. Right. Multiculturalism for me, not for thee. But yeah, and it's like, I remember when, like, Ava Flutter's books, I think she, like, tweeted out this, she's just like, the word racist, bigot, xenophobe, white supremacist, neo-Nazis lost all of its meaning. And I'm like, Aren't you forgetting something? Aren't you forgetting, like, I guess magically the ADL can call everything sexist, the left can call everything sexist, but somehow we can still call Andrew Tate sexist. Funny how that works. Funny how Lauren Southern thinks the left calls everything racist, so the word racist has lost all its meaning. I don't think that person's a racist. But yeah, the left calls everything sexist, and yeah, they think everybody's misogynistic, but we can still call conservatives misogynistic. Like Lauren Southern's worldview is basically the left calls everything racist, so we can't call conservatives racist, because that word has lost all its meaning. And, okay, yeah, but the left calls everything sexist and misogynistic, but we can still somehow call conservatives misogynistic and sexist. And it's just like this whole apocalyptic narrative, too. It's like, they're like, conservative men want women dead. They want you dead. And they're like, but they'll laugh when we say conservatives also want transgender people dead, or when they want gay people dead, or when they want immigrants or blacks and brown people dead. But they don't sympathize, right? They don't care when you say immigrants are taking over America, immigrants are ruining America. But if you say women are ruining America, Lauren Southern will lose her mind. Complete double standards here. Complete double standards. Like again, how does that make sense? How can, like, the same conservative men that are sexist and that kind of thing, why would they choose to be nuanced on, like, race or immigration?